Peace and blessings. My name is Carlos Walker. This is Art and Hustle, Black Authors Matter, and today I have Mr. Jamari Bates with me. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. Appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Man, this is an honor for me to be able to highlight people such as yourself who have had an idea, a thought, and was able to bring that idea and thought into fruition. To me, that is one of the most powerful things that God has allowed us to be able to do, is to copy something that He done, and we get to do it. So before we start, share a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so it's an interesting story. There's a lot of different parts and facets to me as a person. I've only been an author for about a year. My background is in engineering and construction. Was a 20 plus years in that space, and spent a lot of time in the corporate world, and wanted to have some creative outlet. Wanted to find a way to have something I could be passionate about. And I found out very young that my great great grandfather, Eli George Biddle, was in the Civil War. He actually fought for the North in the 54th Massachusetts Regiment. You might know it from the movie Glory with Denzel Washington. So, my great great grandfather fought in that regiment. And I knew this when I was younger, but I didn't really dig into the details of his life. And so as I'm older now and I started researching like who he was and what he did, I started to learn he had a really remarkable life. Not only did he survive the war, he became a pastor. He went to Yale Divinity School and got a bachelor's degree in 1893.
Mm.
He founded a newspaper and was an author. And he was very prominent in the Black community in Massachusetts and New England after the Civil War and the Reconstruction period, in promoting racial equality and advocating for entrepreneurs, Black businesses, and for the struggles that we're going through today.
Mm.
He was talking about those back then. And as I realized more and more about his story, I said, I want people to know his name. I want to carry that legacy forward that he had started. I want people to understand that the struggles we have now, we've had them, and we have people behind us that have been fighting this fight even longer than we can imagine.
Mm.
And we can stand on their shoulders, and we can do more. And so when I was trying to figure out what I would do that would give me passion and give me purpose, I started with, I want to tell his story. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to tell his story and let the world know about Eli Biddle. And I had always wanted to write. I wanted to write books. I wanted to tell, the stories of my life and the ideas that I had in my mind. And so this became an avenue for me to not only carry on his legacy and make sure that people know his name, but then to pass something forward.
Mm-hmm.
I've written a children's book, Isaiah's Moving Day Adventure. And my kids that I have get to see me writing. I speak about it and I talk about it and I go to schools and things. And so it's kind of like I can look back to the past, to this legacy that I have behind me, and then I can push something out into the future that will live on beyond me.
It's almost like passing the baton.
It really
Not
is.
only was he an author, but you're telling his story, but then you're also allowing your children and the children to come to know the past. They get to read and know about your books, and it continue to keep going because your children watching you. So guess what happens? More than likely they'll become an author. They seen pops do it.
They know how to do it. I can be a role model to them. I can be a role model to other kids that I come in contact with. I can be a
Mm-hmm.
role model to other adults that may decide that they want to try and become an author. I have some close friends that wrote a book, and I said, I'm going to try it myself. And I think more and more as we see that we can break barriers and be in all places, we're going to do more and more things.
So, if you will, share a little bit about how has the journey in this last year been as an author? Because you wrote, I assume just two, but it might be more. Your grandfather's story and the children's book.
Yeah,
How has the
so
journey been?
that's it. That's a great question. So right now I've published my children's book, and I like to speak about my great great grandfather's story. I do have a second book that's in the works. It's under construction, so we're hoping that comes out this year. You know, the journey has been a an enlightening one. It's, you know, I have been working through the process of getting this first book out, and I think that was the hardest thing. Just not knowing what to do, not knowing how to do it, trying to figure things out, trying to get it just right, trying, you know, all of the little things that you want when you're putting something out. You know, I I joke that I can't imagine what it's like for some of these really accomplished authors or movie makers or artists that are putting things out that millions of people are going to see. You know, the stress and the anxiety that they must go through is probably through the roof. You know, my little book in my little corner of the world was just a much smaller starting point, but you still feel it, you know, because you want something of value. You want something that you can be proud of. You know, you want something that really tells your story. And so, you know, this past year, just trying to figure out how to get it written, trying to figure out how to get it illustrated, you know, working with an illustrator, getting the pictures right and getting the wording right and the story right. But I'm really proud of how it's been. And then I'm also proud now that I can go around. I've got an event tomorrow. If anybody's going to be down in Petersburg, Petersburg Public Library is having the Black Author Expo 2026. There's going to be 60 authors down there. I mean, it's going to be a great event. And so I've been going to events now, and I'm going to, you know, speaking engagements and things. And so this last year has been a very exciting journey. I feel full of purpose. I feel very fulfilled. And it's made me want to continue and push and do more.
One, I congratulate you. This is like I said, it's huge for me to always one. It's Black History Month. Happy Black History Month.
Right, 100 years, right? 100
Well,
years.
it's really 100 for. It started off for Black History Week.
Yeah.
But then it went into Black
Right.
History Month. I think it's like 50 something Black History Month, but still,
Yeah,
100 years of Black history
that's right.
being shared and told. I want to congratulate you because one,
Thank
at
you.
one time they wouldn't let us read nor write.
Amen to that, right?
And here we are. And I tell everybody this, according to the Americas, we have wrote and are reading more than have ever been.
That's a good thing.
So for me, it's mind blowing when you have met a bunch of authors, when you know that Black authors are there, in spite of what most people may think, or it doesn't even matter. What you know is what you know. You just told me it's 60 Black authors that's going to be there in Petersburg tomorrow.
It's really amazing. I think the thing that I would tell people is that it can be a challenge, but it's easier now than it has ever been because technology and things are changing, and it's really an opportunity for us to take advantage and get out there and do things and do them now. And the things that we thought we couldn't do is only because pressure has been put on us to believe that we can't do it. We can do all of it. And there's someone out there that believes that you can do it. I'm honored to meet someone such as yourself who's promoting Black authors, promoting art, and promoting Black businesses. You know, we have an opportunity more now than ever, even though the challenges they seem worse now than they ever were. For me, I always think back, as bad as I think things might be now, I think back of my great-great-grandfather coming right out of the Civil War, coming through the Civil War.
Come on.
What that would have been like. And I say to myself, okay, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna keep going. But it really is an amazing time. And there are so many authors, there's so many artists, there's so many entrepreneurs that if you go out there and you find you're going to be able to get support, you're going to be able to get help. It's a community. You don't have to go alone.
Just go.
Just go.
It's look, you might start off alone, but I can promise you, if you get out there, if you do as you said, you'll find the community. You'll find the person that will buy the book. You'll find the person who will buy the art. But if you never even start, it'll just be a thought in your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And people ask me, so my book is it's called Isaiah's Moving Day Adventure, and it tells the story of a young boy whose father happens to be in the military, and he's about to move. And so my father was in the military, so a lot of the story it mirrors some of the things from my childhood, and then now I'm a
Mhm.
father. It's some of the things from me with my son, and people sometimes ask me, "Oh, is it just for military?" And it's like, no, it's not. It's for any kid that's out there that's facing a struggle or is looking for books with kids that look like them.
Mhm.
Like it's really for anyone that wants something positive that's about imagination and family, and it tells those types of stories. And now I have the opportunity where I'm sitting and I'm giving a book to my son to read, and it's really a book that I would have loved someone to give me when I was a kid, right? Like if I would have had that when I was growing up, it would have been a different situation. Wasn't as much opportunity for us to be able to write stories like that back then. And so part of my message to people is that, if I sell one book or I sell 1,000 books, at the end of the day, I'm almost writing books that I would have wanted to read when I was younger. I'm writing to my younger self. I'm writing the stories that would have uplifted me. I'm writing the stories that would have given me hope or inspiration. And I run into a lot of young people that are trying to get into the world of in whatever entrepreneurial ventures. And I've learned from some failed ventures and things that didn't work. If you find purpose and you find something that gives you passion, all of the rest of it will figure itself out,
Yep.
because people want authentic. They want something real. They want something that you are putting your true self out there. That's what resonates with people, and that's what makes people want to come and work with you or purchase things that you're offering.
I was told by a millionaire some years ago. He said, "Don't chase money."
Yeah,
He said, "Chase the dream."
yeah,
Or to your point, go with the passion. Because if you go with the passion, all the money, all the stuff will come. If you're passionate enough about it and you believe in it, that's what make other people believe. They will. You can be on the street corner selling selling a book,
that's right.
and if you don't believe in it, if you're not letting them know, look, hey, I got this book and you need this book, they'll walk by you. It's the energy that you push and that'll make them actually buy it. And that don't mean they ain't gonna walk by you. That ain't saying everybody gonna buy it.
That's right.
But there will be people who will. It looked like you was about to say something. Go ahead.
I was going to say that it's so true, because the more we're in a digital world, an AI world, a disconnected world, people are valuing more and more the authentic. They want to cut through the digital, they cut through the fake, cut through the false information and get to the real. And so if you can find what's real to you, what's true to you, and you put that out there, that's really where the value is. And you'd be surprised how much it resonates with people. And I have people tell me all the time, oh my gosh, we're about to move, and oh, I wish I would have had this. I grew up just like you, and how do I find out more about you and your story? And then when I tell my story, my great grandfather, people are like, oh, I love that movie. I love Glory. That was, I love that movie. I didn't realize that there was so much more about it. And so, yeah, it's like you asked me earlier, what was my year been like? My year it's been passion. It's been purpose. It's been fulfilled, because I've been on this journey, and I'm excited to keep going.
No, please do, because people need it. We all need to continue to hear the stories of success. This is success. From the
Thank you.
fact that you wrote it to the fact that you are willing to go out and share with the world what you've created. That's success. Success ain't just selling a bunch of books. Success is selling one book.
That's right.
One book at a time. You can sell them 1,000 at a time. You find a school or somebody that will buy them, but selling one book, that is successful. And one, I want to tell you thank you once again for just creating the work, for using your life journey to share your story, your son's story, all y'all story in one. But two, for being willing to go out there and to like the event you're going to tomorrow, and being able to interact with people and inspire somebody while you're there. That's important. That's what this thing called life is, just an experience. And they say it's two numbers: the day you're born, the day you die. But it's that dash in between that really count, and that's where the impact is really done. Continue to be impactful with your book, with your story. The greatest thing that you can give people is your story.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. Two numbers, and the dash is what matters. That's a
what
bar right
impact
there
that.
almost.
Before we go, I do want to ask you, if you will, give me a word of wisdom for somebody, whether they're starting, whether they're in the middle of it, no matter what it is, and then let them know where they can purchase your book at. Y'all go get his
Yeah,
book.
absolutely. So the word of wisdom, this one is really something that I think I have done over the last year. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. The way that you grow, you have to get outside your comfort zone.
Mhm.
I came from a background of engineering construction. I could have stayed in my numbers and stayed in my math and stayed in my technology and in my computer, and that could have been a fine life. But I wanted to push outside my comfort zone and do something creative and do something where I was out in front of the public. So my word of wisdom is get comfortable with being uncomfortable, get outside your comfort zone, and that's the key to growth. And then the best thing for people to do to find my book is to go to biddlestree.com. Biddlestree.com is my website. You go to that website, you can follow me at Instagram at BiddlestreeBooks. And on my website, you can purchase my book. You can find out about events that are upcoming. You can contact me if you want to learn more information. I've got great resources for those that maybe want to look into the past history of anybody, Civil War. There's 200,000 Black people that fought in the Civil War. There's 2 million estimated descendants. So we all have stories. We just don't know it. So happy to talk to people about different resources that they can to find that information. But biddlestree.com and at BiddlestreeBooks on Instagram.
Once again, thank you, man. Thank you
Thank
for your journey. Thank you for what you're doing for youth, adults, anybody, how you're inspiring them through your work. Continue to do it, because we don't know who we're meeting. We don't know who we're inspiring. God does. And in the future, what happens is sometimes what he'll do is allow you to run back into that person, and they'll say, you were the reason why I was able to do A plus B. And to me, I look at that as being the fruit, the fruit of your labor.
Yeah.
When you get to see how what you've done impacted somebody.
That's right.
Keep being impactful. With that said, my name is Carlos Walker. This is Art and Hustle, Black Authors Matter. And this is Mr. Jamari Bates. Peace and blessings.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.